All right, hey guys, what's up? So this is a very big news right now. I just want to kind of like make this one right away because it's it's definitely big news. Okay, so it's all about Navient kind of like having to cancel 1.7 billion dollars of student loans because of a settlement agreement. So I'm just gonna jump right to my computer right here so that you can see what it is all about. And let's make a comment about it. So here we are on Yahoo News, and the headline is Navient predatory student loan suit ends in $1.85 billion in settlement. So let's take a look, read it. Nearly 66,000 student loan borrowers got some financial relief on Thursday after Navient, one of the country's biggest loan servicing companies, reached a 1.85 billion settlement over predatory and deceptive loan practices. The settlement with 39 states required Navient to cancel $1.7 billion in delinquent private student loan debts and pay $95 million in restitution, the New York Times reported. So as you can see, that is a very big amount, 1.85 billion settlement. I know I've heard news about Navient kind of like engaging, or at least that's what the lawsuits or the cases are being, they are engaged in predatory and deceptive loan practices. So it's actually a good news for us student loan borrowers that this is come to light, because that tells us one thing, and that student loan practices now are being monitored more. So it is more likely that we will see more of them, because now there's heavy or tight oversight regarding these things. So let's kind of like continue here. Most borrowers who will be forgiven under the settlement attended for-profit schools that have poor records in terms of graduation rates and job placements. Navient reportedly anticipated that more than 90% of the private loans would default, but decided the trade-off was worth it because of the profit it would earn from separate federal student loans guaranteed by the government. In legal filings, Navient referred to the private loans as a baited hook to get more federally backed loans, according to the New York Times. Pennsylvania Attorney General Josh Shapiro, who led a lawsuit against Navient in 2017 that included several other state attorneys general, accused Navient of steering borrowers further into debt through forbearance practices, NBC News reported. Under these practices, borrowers could temporarily postpone repayment while still being charged interest. All right, so those are some 3 paragraphs right there in this article. So kind of like going over to the first one, most borrowers will be forgiven. They attended for-profit schools that have poor records in terms of graduation rates and job placement. So we've kind of seen this one with Biden forgiving or canceling student loans for student loan borrowers who attended for-profit colleges such as ITT Tech, Montello Schools of Beauty, and all the other schools out there that have been involved in this type of thing. So we've seen that one, and I think this is what they're also doing with this one, especially for this lawsuit. It's kind of good, that like I said earlier, that this is being brought to light, because that really highlights how educational institutions have been taking advantage of the federal loans program, So basically they would bait people and students to kind of like get into this sort of program, thinking that they would graduate and thinking they would have a job when they graduate, but in reality they don't. The only thing that they graduate with is basically a ton of debt, and it's really bad, Anyway, in legal filings, Navient referred to the private loans as a baited hook. As you can see right there, baited hook. So that's literally what they said, right? So to get more federal backed loans, apparently it was already a thing back in 2017 when Navient was also kind of like sued for these types of practices. So it is kind of crazy that that is the state of student loans here in the US. So it is a lesson for anybody out there in other countries. These are basically what's happening in the world of student loans. People who are borrowing money in hopes of getting an education ends up getting screwed by the facilities that are supposed to help them, which is the student loan servicing companies, which is crazy. Anyway, let's actually finish this one. So Shapiro also accused Navient of using risky subprime private loans to convince students to attend for-profit colleges, knowing they wouldn't be able to repay the debts. So kind of like what I said earlier, right? Navient repeatedly and deliberately put profits ahead of its borrowers. It engaged in deceptive and abusive practices, targeted students who it knew would struggle to pay loans back, and placed an unfair burden on people trying to improve their lives through education. In addition to the state lawsuits, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau filed a federal lawsuit against Navient, claiming the company inflated borrowers' bills by billions of dollars. Now that is a crazy one. Now, I don't have Navient, that's not mine, because mine was Sallie Mae. Now, I don't know, maybe they would end up digging something as well with Sallie Mae, and if they do, and it reaches another settlement, then who knows, maybe people who have paid already, Sallie Mae might get some sort of kind of like refund or something. I don't know. No, I'm just thinking out of my head right now because of what I'm reading. This is the first time I'm actually reading all of this. Continuing this, the settlement with Navient comes as millions of student loan borrowers are preparing to resume payments after those payments were paused during the COVID-19 pandemic. As previously reported by Go Banking Rates, payments of federal student loans were originally set to begin again on January 31, but President Joe Biden extended the pause on federal student loan repayments for an additional 90 days through May 1. As for Navient, which formed in 2014 when Sallie Mae split into two companies, part of its settlement allows it to deny any wrongdoing, and that's exactly what the company is doing. And there you go, guys. So Navient and Sallie Mae, they're actually from the same company before, and I didn't really know that actually. I was just spitballing, relevant information regarding my situation before. So there you go, Sallie Mae. So who knows? They might have dug something about Sallie Mae, and it's just a matter of when, not a matter of if. So we'll see how that actually happens. Now, regarding kind of like all these things with Navient, if you think that you might have been defrauded by them or you've attended some sort of for-profit colleges, then definitely check out Navient's website as well, because maybe there are some news regarding that one, because I haven't really checked. And if you feel like you have been defrauded, then there are definitely like resources that you can use. So go ahead and look at ed.gov, because they might have some information regarding protection for student loan borrowers. There's also like one that I've mentioned before, which is Borrower's Defense. That could actually help you out as well. And definitely search more regarding this, because remember, this is your money that you used or you are about to use. That is basically money that you haven't used yet, but you ended up spending it. So that is money that you're going to be using. And by the way, I am not a lawyer or something like that, so I'm not really sure regarding these policies. I am not an expert regarding that, so definitely talk to somebody about this one that is an expert on this. So talk to them, make sure that everything is correct. And if you have friends or anyone that might have been defrauded by all these for-profit colleges, or they have student loans that you feel like were scammy, maybe if they have Navient or Navient, then definitely send them this video or maybe this article, so that they can start the process of getting those things back, getting those money back. So because we'll never know, guys, how this goes, because the article doesn't really say, based on my limited research, who is going to get it, aside from saying that they will quote-unquote return or settle for those who have been defrauded by for-profit colleges. So maybe there is more to that one. I still haven't done my research, like I said. But there you go, guys. That is it for this video. I hope that this kind of like gives you some sort of idea on what is happening right now with student loans. So like I said earlier, if this is you, check out ed.gov, check out Student Loan Borrower Defense, because they might help you out with these sort of things. And that's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope this was very informative to you, and I hope that this was very relevant. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'll try to answer them as much as I can and to the best of my abilities. And please do me a favor, subscribe to this channel, like this video, so that we can push it out to more people who are actually in need of this sort of news. And also, I'm on Instagram at DailyDread. Please add me there so that we can chat, collaborate, and maybe even exchange some ideas. Thank you again so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.